Hello guys, my name is Anna and I'm a Ukrainian, and I have decided I will vlog daily from my country Ukraine since the start of this awful war with Russia. And in my daily videos I try to update you on the things that we Ukrainians consider very important. Also, I'm glad to answer your questions and to clarify some facts from our history or our culture. And today the weather is beautiful and I have decided to vlog from outside, from my terrace. And if you wonder what are these green leaves above my head, so this is onion, a future salad. And also at the end of this conversation, I want to introduce you to one fluffy animal that is around. It's not my personal animal, and please forgive the birds or maybe some voices that you will hear from outside, because this is what comes in package with vlogging outside. And I have to continue my reflection on yesterday's victory parades all over the world. And first of all, we are very grateful to our Polish friends who covered Russian ambassador with red paint, which actually reminds him of the blood of innocent Ukrainians. And in general, I believe there are lots of locations where Russian propaganda during this day did not feel so confident. Once again, it's not about victory, it's about the propaganda of Russian military campaigns all over the world. But in general, I have Googled, I have watched on YouTube a couple of parades in different cities of Russia. And traditionally they celebrate it not just in Moscow or St. Petersburg, but they encourage other regions and other big cities to participate. And sometimes they even broadcast how this parade travels from one point to another point. And yesterday it looked all very miserable. I have mentioned they did not invite planes, there were not many tanks, weapons, soldiers, because all of them were busy here killing innocent civilians in Ukraine and dying from Ukrainian soldiers. An important update: more than 26,000 Russian soldiers are already dead as a result of their operation on the territory of Ukraine. And taking into account the demographical problems, the economical problems in Russia, I think it's a totally stupid decision. Many people analyze the appearance of Putin, whether he is ill, when will he die. I did the same a couple of years ago, because I believed that with the death of Putin many problems will disappear, and now I don't believe that, because this war has demonstrated that a great proportion of Russian population was influenced by propaganda, was poisoned by propaganda, and perhaps they have some, I don't know, stereotypical elements in their behavior or whatever that helps them nourish new dictators. So I am not that much concerned about the future of Putin and his health. Of course, he's ill, mentally ill, he is paranoid, he is like a person with lots of crazy ideas. But in general, his lifespan is not so important, because after Putin dies, millions of poisoned with Russian propaganda people will stay. And I think it is a really serious problem that needs to be negotiated on the international level, because from what I know, after the fall of the Hitler regime, there were lots of actions taken to explain to various people all over the world in countries that supported Nazi Germany, to show the crimes, to explain the problems and tragedies that their action caused to the world. And now in Germany we see a healthy society that does not want to revive Hitler, contrary to Russian society that wants to revive Stalin. And honestly, when I get these questions, and especially on my live session, I had lots of questions about Russians, good Russians, what can we do with Russians? Honestly, I don't know. I think that this problem, how to free a person from the influence of propaganda that he or she was listening for decades, that it is really difficult. Of course, censorship and filters must be taken off. Of course, they have to see with, I don't know if you can say it, naked eye, the reality of Putin. But from the other point of view, I don't understand why don't they try to do it right now, because it's not that difficult in the modern world. So in general, I think this is another great problem that is not concentrated on Putin, because I like to quote Churchill, who said that if the country is run by a dictator, it is not only the dictator to blame. So perhaps it is time for all of us to think, how can we liberate Russia and other countries that are under the influence of such myths, of such propaganda. And at the beginning of this war, I was more of a neutral person, and I did not dig deep into the problems of other countries. And now I think a lot about countries like Taiwan, for example, or about Moldova, or about Georgia and Belarus. And I feel that our responsibility is to bury this totalitarian post-Soviet regime forever, because communism and things like that can spoil life for centuries, and someday can lead to a nuclear war. But in general, today, Putin, his parade looks really miserable. I don't understand, why do they have so many people who dress up like veterans of the Second World War when they are not veterans of the Second World War, just children or grandchildren. It does not look very normal for me. And of course, taking into account what's happening in Mariupol, and they tried to make a parade there, but they did not manage because they don't get the support of people, and it was just a walking off a couple of separatists with the symbols of the Soviet Union. But it all looked really miserable, and I don't know how come Russians who watch these parades don't see how miserable this all looks. But to make this vlog more natural, I will introduce you to one fluffy animal that was near me during all of this session. And I'm very grateful for your likes, I'm very grateful for your comments. I have received coffees from you because I have added this button on my channel, and I'm always grateful for your questions and for your subscriptions. Slava Ukraini! Ta-da-da-dum! You've asked me about foreign languages I speak. Here is one more. Що робиш? Що робиш тут? In Ukraine, it is not only the birds who live on the trees, but also the cats. Look at this sunlight on his fur. So cute. Hello. Okay, guess he didn't like me the way I liked him. What are you doing here? Що робиш, малий? Що робиш, пухнастий? Say hello. Okay, it's getting weird for my neighbors perhaps, so that was a greeting from the Ukrainian cat.